I mean, I am genuinely insulted by his rationale. He's not an inmate running the asylum. Like, is this a bag of rocks? Maybe it's a bag of rocks. The top of his head looks a bit like a rock.
In circles where those connections cross economic and socioeconomic lines. But even beyond that, I want to say, like, you took a big risk and your risk paid off. But what if your risk hadn't paid off? And that's for a lot of people.
Then he would have tried again because he worked out it's a numbers game. He went and spoke to 50 people. One of them turned out, we'll say, 2% chance. And if that person hadn't worked out, he'd went and spoke to another 50 people. It's just about numbers, maybe even arithmetic. We're not going to do statistics.
People who do try and start their own businesses, try and start their own YouTube channel, that risk doesn't pay off and there's no real safety net there. So we're not really getting an adequate side of people who have like taken that entrepreneurial risk and not been able to take it again.
I'm almost worried it becomes a self.
They can't make another YouTube channel if the first one fails.
They very well could.
I mean, we made exactly one YouTube channel so far, and for our goals, it's been successful. We made some money. We met some friends, right?
Yes.
All the friends have already clicked subscribe if you'd like to be a friend, of course. But goodness, I think the guy, Bag of Rocks guy, is like, everyone's a victim who fails. No, people who are brave fail. Some people will be successful. Oh, I like that's a good
prophecy, though.
thumbnail.
If you go in it fearing, oh, what am I going to fail, and that becomes your main focus, I think more people are less likely to take risks actually needed to succeed because.
That's funny. More people are going to take less risks to succeed. Graham was using words there that like the flip flop on. Goodness, it wasn't. Graham used the words correctly, but that is not how I present that. It's like I would just say, "Hey, Justice Warrior guy, be gone, pest. You're there's snap cards out there. Pick them up."
Because they're more focused on not failing, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I think your beliefs create the level of action you take, and the level of action you take determines your results, and it is cyclical.
I am not obligated to give to the less.
Okay, so Slongi, there's great language here. Are you obligated to give to the less fortunate?
No, I'm not.
I am also not obligated. I mean, I guess I'm obliged to give the government my money because it's taxes are the less fortunate.
And again, it's kind of a middleman there, the government, so not
So-
quite you.
Yeah, so for you, this makes more sense, right? What are you thinking here? Are we gonna go 3, 2, 7, 96 hot
You
tub?
won't believe number 6.
How much? So see if I was answering this, I would say I am absolutely not, like, excluding taxes, right? So
Then again, the government is kind of a middleman there, so
so when we were at 50 viewers Slongi, there's this story I like to tell, where I take out $20 for lunchtime at work, and sometimes I don't spend it. When I'm driving home, there's this little like the section where I come off the highway, and there's this little guy who says he's a veteran or some other crap I don't care about. But see if I get stopped at that light, and he comes up to my car. If I have a $20, if I have $1, I take that money out and I say, "Hey, this is for you." So that's someone who's less fortunate than me, right? I'm not obligated to do that. I could tell him to go away, but I choose to do that. So this is kind of interesting. That what do you think the split's going to be like?
if people don't know words, there's going to be, like, probably free.
Playing the rule of averages. I am going to guess the bald guy is going to do it for sure.
Yep.
And then I think the 3 millionaires are not actually. Christina is not. So I'm going to guess, yeah, 3. Damn it.
Fortunate.
Oh,
So the reason I stood up on this one is one of the missions in my organizing is getting away from this kind of notion that we have that charity or philanthropy is the way in which we solve social problems. At the same time, like, I still give people money when I have extra change in my pocket, so I don't want to seem like I'm totally.
I give them paper money. Come see me. No. He gives them like 5 cents, something like that.
Opposed to it.
I agree with that. I've given people money and not gotten it back. I've given people money and they've wasted it on drugs. Why did I even give you the money to be?
And so we're clear. The people she gave the money to didn't feel they wasted it on drugs. They liked the drugs. Christiana or whatever the hell his name is,
With,
her name
you
is.
weren't going to use it to better yourself. Is it my job?
There's something I can say. They won't like the withdrawals.
Depends what they're buying. Maybe they're buying chemotherapy for their grandmother.
In that case, good
To
job.
make sure that you're not going hungry? No, we have plenty of, organizations that will make sure that you're eating, make sure that you have a roof over your head. It doesn't have to fall on my shoulders, per se.
I feel like
I was genuinely surprised. I thought it was going to be a bigger number. I thought it was going to be 4 of them turned up, and we went the other direction. I think there might be some. I have so little money that why should I give it to other people? I think there might be, and I think Graham's going to say, "Hey, I had nothing. I work for my crap. Why should I feel obligated to?" I think that's what it's going to be.
when you say, are you obligated to give to the unfortunate, it's always the mindset of like money. Well, guess what? I have no money currently to give. But
She's an actress. Sorry, an actor. Surely, from her acting job as well as her job at Target, she has enough to give something.
I have like my morality. I have my goodness about me. I'm just trying to build a community, especially when you have a group of people that is creative and supportive. You build faster than just by yourself.
Then why is she still a minimum wage person? Like if are they building up from 0 to minimum wage, and she's like the queen of like she's just at minimum wage? That math hurts my head, Slongi.
I don't
swear.
always donate with money. Sometimes I'll go and I'll fill bags of
Whenever someone needs a giant for a movie, he's like, "Hey, I will donate my time for that because I'm a giant."
food for kids that are starving, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it doesn't always have to be money. Like, I don't think it's our responsibility to give money based off of what we think the person's going to do with it. Like, that's on them if they choose to use it wrongly. It's our responsibility just to be generous.
I was hangry, and that's why I started Daily Harvest.
It
Working
was?
long hours, eating lunch at like 3
Oh,
p.m.
that seems tasty.
Running to and
I have an eye. I have 2 of them.
Okay, Slongi. So I've got to answer this as the millionaire, right? You have to answer this as the person who earns minimum wage. I am not afraid to spoil myself. No, of course I'm not. Goodness, I have millions of like square sacks or something, right? Okay, Slongi is someone who is earning minimum wage.
If by minimum wage you mean absolutely nothing.
I think that is the minimum, unless you were paying me to be my son, right? What do you think? So you have just enough money to make ends meet, which minimum wage actually probably allows that. Would you be scared to save a few dollars and then you spoil yourself by buying something you would like?
I would prefer to have enough money to maintain my life.
Okay, so
than
you're
spoil myself.
so you're not spoiling yourself.
Now,
Okay,
if I don't have the money, I ain't doing it.
so you are the justice guy on the left. I'm guessing we get 5 here. 5. You won't believe number 6. So you're gonna go with 1. What are you gonna go with? We can't go with 3 every time.
4.
Well, okay.
am not afraid to spoil myself.
Goodness. Oh, I forgot the cheap guy. Oh, and I got the bald guy
I
wrong.
personally do spoil myself. I work hard to be able to go into a store and get something for myself. I bought a $4,000 hairless cat that I had genetically made. And when I was in high school,
Why?
But
But why?
that should be a whole separate video.
Yeah, hair. We've seen people with tattoos, but you've seen hairless cats? Probably.
when I started making money, I went and got
I-
that cat.
I
When you're
bought a
in middle school,
cat.
everybody's hitting puberty and getting taller and boobs, and I didn't get any boobs. What did I do when I started making money? I went and bought boobs. It's like, that's what I wanted, and
What, Jeff? Someone cut them off and attached them to you?
I don't think that's what you do with cats or boobs.
there's the controversy of like, you're gonna die from your implants. Like, I'll die a D cup and have no problem with it.